Hey guys, AKIL'S here. Welcome back to another video. Got an interesting opportunity to check out on the Euro Yen. Now, before we hop into the technicals, which is my thing, I want to give you guys a little bit of a fundamental background because this particular pair is in a very interesting situation, right? From a fundamental perspective, we have two things happening. We have the ECB, the European Central Bank, expected to cut rates, and after this week's news releases, they're expected to cut by a little bit bigger than normal. On the other hand, we have the Bank of Japan, which usually keeps rates as low as possible, expected to hike rates. And from a fundamental perspective, these are the two biggest drivers in the market. Kind of if you go to Economics 101, and not necessarily that you should follow Economics 101 because a lot of the stuff that they teach you doesn't really kind of practically apply to the market. But Economics 101 will tell you this: if a currency is going to hike rates, that is going to be positive for the currency. If a currency is going to cut rates, that should be negative for the currency. So in this particular case, we have the yen, which would be hiking rates, which would be positive, right, buy yen. We have the ECB cutting rates, which would be negative. And the fundamental analysis should say we should be looking to sell the euro yen, which would be buying the yen and selling the euro. This is a great example, not a great example, but I guess an inverse example of kind of what we spoke about in our Monday Q&A session about the carry trade opportunities. So keep that in the back of your mind because that is the movement that we may see over the next month or so. Again, ECB, I believe, is December 12th, and I think Bank of Japan is December 19th. Now, to the charts, here's how this can potentially play a role. We're looking at a bullish trend here on the euro yen, and price is actually retracing into a very interesting zone. We're going to have two setups coming into the very same place, right? Just kind of a look at what price has done. We've ebbed and flowed, right? We've made new structure highs, outside returns, new structure highs, and then we came back into our previous outside return, our previous level of structure support right here. We tested it, got rejected, retested it, and then rallied off it again. This is something called a double bottom, where price action comes down, it spikes up, it comes down again, and then it rallies up. Now, what confirms the double bottom is this: the fact that we broke and closed above the peak. I always call it the peak. I don't really know what to call it, the top of the V, the top of a pyramid. If you guys have a better name, let me know. I call it the peak. I call it the other way the valley. I don't know if it's right, but it's what I say. But the fact of the matter is, we were able to break and close above this, confirming the double bottom. And now you can see price action, and this is in part to the fundamental news that's coming out that I told you about. We're starting to push back down into this level. This sets up a secondary opportunity called a 2618, right? The 2618 is named off of the 2 for the double bottom. And then, I got a sticky mouse here, sorry about that. The 618 is going to be the Fibonacci retracement that we bring in. So I'm going to take my Fibonacci retracement tool from my swing low to the swing high of our pattern right here. And I'm looking for the zone starting at the 618 retracement, working all the way down to the low, the second touch low of the double bottom. And this is the zone where I would be looking for buying opportunities for that 2618 trade. Now, if we go down another time frame, right, and let's scrunch or unscrunch our chart, we also have something else happening in here, right? We have a potential Cypher pattern setting up, a bullish one, right? Or let me actually use the Cypher tool here. That way we can kind of see the legs and stuff. This swing low to swing high is going to be our X to A. This retracement right here, our A to B. Our extension right there is going to be our B to C. And if price comes back down into that same zone, it's a little bit different because the Cypher completes at the 786. But if we come back into that same zone, we are going to have a bullish Cypher pattern completion. So you kind of get two different opportunities in an overlapping zone here on the euro yen to buy. Now we go back to the original kind of statement that we made about the fundamentals, right? First and foremost, I am a technical trader first and foremost. I trade what I see based on the technicals. I only use fundamentals if I'm looking for some type of home run trade, kind of like the example I gave you in Canada yen the other day. Not Canada yen, dollar Canada, I think it was. But here's the thing. Just because we may be expecting kind of this flow, this fundamental flow from Bank of Japan, the rumors coming in that they're looking to hike, and the ECB rumors coming in that they're looking to cut more than originally kind of thought. Even though these monetary policy days are going to come in December, markets price in these events well before they actually occur. So if something's going to happen in December, we're starting to see that priced in right now, and even sooner than right now. So a lot of that has already been priced into the market, where you see price has fallen from a high of 166.70 all the way down to 159.68. So there's no telling that we're going to just smash through that level, right? We may push down a little bit more as we get closer to those dates and as we get closer to those announcements and as those announcements come out. But don't assume that we're going to smash through this level, right? We may see this initial reaction to the cut and the hike, but then the market's going to go back to overall strength and weakness between the two currencies, and that's what's going to tell you kind of the bigger picture move. So something to keep an eye on if you're looking here on the euro yen for a buying opportunity. You have a 26.18 potentially setting up. You have a bullish Cypher pattern potentially setting up as well. If we do end up breaking this level of resistance, there's another setup that we'll talk about later because it's far away, but wanted to bring this to your attention. As always, leave any comments or questions that you have below. You guys have been great at doing that. I've been answering them. I love answering trading questions because I can talk trading all day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Can't wait for the workshop next week, and I'll see you guys then. Until then, plan to trade your plan. Take care.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display.